Guys, this is going to be one of the craziest videos we've ever made on the channel. I'm curious to see if people are going to watch it, but I'm telling you, this is a straight bombshell. And man, I feel for Tom Aspinall. I really do, but I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I'm not a Tom Aspinall hater. I am just trying to understand exactly what happened with his eye, with the eye poke. And I know he's coming out, he's releasing everything. He's trying to be open, he's trying to be honest, but man, somebody picked up on something. And I don't think it looks very good for Tom Aspinall. It essentially spells out that in reality, Tom Aspinall and the damage that he took to his eye and the blurred vision, all that was not the result of the eye poke. It was something else. And essentially, he should have lost the fight because that damage to the eye was done from something else. We're gonna talk about that right now. This may be true, this might not be, but man, if you this is a little crazy because this is actually corroborated by the doctor's report that Tom Aspinall released. And the person who mentioned this yesterday that got my ears perked up was Josh Thompson. Okay, Josh Thompson on the Weighing In podcast, a former UFC fighter. This guy knows his stuff. He knows fighting. He knows mixed martial arts. He knows these types of injuries. So we're going to go through this entire case, starting with a little segment from Tom Aspinall's interview today on Ariel Helwani show. We're going to go through the doctor's report, and then I'm going to drop the bombshell. But I'm telling you, something is very fishy. Nobody else has covered this. Nobody else has talked about this. So we're going to get into it right now. And again, it all comes from the doctor's report that Tom Aspinall himself released to the public. So let's listen to Tom Aspinall on Ariel's show today, talking about finally being fed up and finally saying, hey, I'm just going to release everything to quiet all the haters, to quiet all the people who think I'm faking it. And I'm not, by the way, obviously he didn't fake the eye poke. I know he didn't fake it. And I don't think he's, I don't believe he's manufacturing these doctor reports. I know other folks online have even alleged that he's kind of like taken an email, not necessarily like totally faked them, but whatever. I'm not even in that camp. I'm saying it's legitimate. But it's worse if it's legitimate, and you're going to see why in 1 second. Okay, first, let's hear Tom talk about why he decided to release all this stuff on Ariel's show just earlier today. Check this out.
I'm going to get all the doctor's notes included. I've been through it for like loads and loads of tests for weeks. I've literally been in the hospital 2 or 3 times a week getting different tests. Then I come up with a doctor's report, and then people are like, oh, he's fucking crying about it. He's doing a media tour on it. He's milking it. And I'm like, bro, if you don't believe the eye poke and you don't believe the doctor's reports, like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on here? Like, I didn't make this shit up. Go watch the replay, check out the doctor's reports. Look, man, I'm in the point where, like, you just cannot please these guys. These guys are fucking losers, man. These guys are just crazy haters who have got nothing good going on in their life. Obviously, I still got a lot of fans. I wanted to keep my fans updated with what's going on, and I appreciate everybody that's
I hate to speculate there, but I'm assuming he's talking about people that are making videos on this topic. Look, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on and investigate it. So I don't know if he piles me into that group because I'm literally just trying to figure out what's going on. But if he does, so be it. But I got to tell you something. We're going to go back to a little piece of this clip here. So when they show that eye poke, hold on, let's go back to the spot where they do it here. 1 second. It is right. Where'd it go? I had it up here. And then here, right here. Okay. So I want to remind you guys something. It's that eye. It's on the left eye where we see the finger go all the way in, and almost it looks like it touches the back of the eye socket. But the right one, that's the right eye. That's the one that supposedly got more damage because I think maybe there was more of a scrape. He's been having more trouble with that eye, more pain in that eye, which can totally happen, okay? But this is very, very important with something that I'm about to show you guys next. And again, this is just stuff that Tom Aspinall himself released. This is what Tom posted on Instagram. And I want to draw your attention to this part in particular that I've highlighted down here. It said the CT scan suggesting a minimally displaced fracture of the right medial orbital wall, not the left. The left eye was the one where the finger went all the way back and potentially touched the back of the eye, maybe made contact with the bone, and could have like that's the one that could have potentially caused a fracture. But even that is unlikely, according to Josh Thompson. I'm going to show you that in a second. But the right eye, right? in his right eye, that's the one that's scraped. There's no way that poke, and I'm not a doctor, I could be wrong, okay? But I'm just using logic here. It didn't go in the eye. I mean, how is that finger poke going to fracture the orbital wall? It doesn't make any sense, okay? So how did that right medial orbital wall fracture happen? That's the question. And on top of that, what are the effects of a orbital wall fracture? Because primarily with this condition called Brown syndrome, okay, you can potentially have blurred vision. It is possible. But primarily the symptom is restricted vision. It means your eye can't move freely up, down, left, right. And Tom even said, like, when he moves it around, like he gets a little dizzy or things like that. So that's Brown syndrome straight up. But that's not the most common effect. Now we're going to hear Josh Thompson. So I'm on the case. I'm telling you, this is a crazy case. Now we're going to hear Josh Thompson on this new show, by the way, which is awesome. It's called Bad Takes. These guys are great. Okay. So listen to what they had to say when they're talking about, when they're going through the report and then they see that there's an orbital wall fracture here. Check this out.
If he found the doctor to do this, the UFC is going to call two of their own doctors and say, hey, we want an opinion and we want a second opinion and we want it done thorough opinion. We want it to go all the way through to make sure, like, is your orbital broken? Is it fractured? I think it's very unlikely from the eye pokes that we saw you have a fractured orbital from that. Maybe from a punch.
Yeah, it might be fractured, but not from pushing.
Not from the eye poke.
No, that is crazy.
No. So that being said, look, I also believe that maybe they're already looking to set up an interim title. Maybe they're not happy with the way that Tom handled this. Maybe this is like, okay, this is going to drag on for a while. We don't know what's going to happen. Tom is enjoying being champion, whatever. Let's do an interim title.
I actually don't think there will be an interim title. I think if this goes on longer and he continues to sit out, because he's not even training right now, if this goes too long, they're going to have to strip him. I think at this point, Dana White obviously doesn't seem too happy with Tom Aspinall. Tom said Dana hasn't even reached out to him or talked to him. Hunter Campbell has a little bit, but I think the UFC, unless they're afraid of like major public backlash, I think they're going to strip him, especially if the timeline is unknown. Other people are saying he may not be back till July. They're going to strip him and they're going to set up another fight, whether it's Gane versus, if they put Alex Pereira against Gane, guaranteed they're going to strip him. There is no way they're going to let Alex Pereira fight for his third title as an interim title. There is absolutely no way. So I think if this is a long injury, he actually will be stripped completely and the belt will be completely vacant. But anyways, now here's the crazy part. All right. This is the big one. Now they go deeper, talking about orbital fractures. And again, if they would have said it was the left eye that had the orbital fracture, maybe it was caused from the eye poke, but it was the right eye. I mean, this is a big deal. Nobody's talking about this. There is no way the scraping poke is what caused the orbital fracture. Could there? I mean, I'm not saying there's no orbital fracture. I'm saying there is an orbital fracture that's documented in the report, but it was not from the eye poke. That's the important part. Now listen to what Josh Thompson and Angelo have to say about this. Check this out.
The cracked orbital is insane because that's not from an eye poke. That's from a punch.
Yeah.
And if that happened, you would have lost it. You would have lost the fight anyways.
Yeah.
So that answers the question on who should be champion then. If you put out that I didn't see the documentation that he has a cracked orbital, it's fucked. He's fucked because that definitely did not come from an eye poke. You got punched in the face. You have blurry vision, and that's horrible, man. Like I didn't see that portion of it.
Let me pull it up. I'll read it.
That's really bad because you basically broke your orbital. He broke your orbital by punching you in the face. And that gives you blurry vision, which can't be picked up by a retinal scan. That's not going to be picked up by a retinal scan. Simply put, that gives you blurred vision. What happens is you crack your orbital, right? And
it says a CT scan suggested a minimally displaced fracture of the right medial orbital wall.
Yeah, that's from a punch.
Yeah, a finger to the eye is not going to fracture bone.
Yeah.
I am blown away. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know if you guys think I'm totally off the course here, but like, and maybe we need to hear more from the doctors. How did that right eye, again, even if you say the left eye, maybe, but there is no way the eye poke caused that orbital fracture. It was already there. It had to have already been there from all the shots that he was eating from Ciryl Gane. So he already had a fracture. You talk about the blurred vision. The question is, yeah, he may have had blurred vision, but did it occur? Was he already having blurred vision prior to the eye poke? I don't know. I mean, we won't know, but they're saying, and I'd love to hear a doctor corroborate this, that a fractured orbital in and of itself is going to be the cause of blurred vision as opposed to what the eye pokes did afterwards. That's crazy. That's crazy. So if what these guys are saying is true, if what these guys are saying is true, what does that mean? That his eyesight was already previously potentially compromised, and then that was an avenue. Now he got a foul. Now he's already had his eye blurred, and then was that a way out after the fact, after his vision was already compromised? I don't know, but that fractured orbital is messed up, and dude, he shouldn't have. I feel bad for Tom Aspinall because I know he's getting harassed and hounded, and he's just trying to be open and honest, I guess, and just release things. But dude, man, no, fighters never release the doctor reports to the public. Why are you doing that? I feel bad, but like, it is what it is, and the UFC is going to see it now. What are they going to say? Like, I think, unless I'm totally off here, but I feel like this is something big, and it's pretty obvious that something's not adding up here. So, anyways, that's what I got for you. What does this mean? Does that mean that basically he was on his way to losing prior to the eye poke, and then basically he just kind of not that, like, he obviously didn't do anything illegal when he decided not to continue to fight. That was allowed, and it led to a no contest. He followed the rules and the provisions, but where did the blurred vision begin? That's the question. Man, this is crazy. Eye poke gate just will not quit. It just does not end. It just gets deeper and deeper. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this blowing your mind like it's blowing my mind, or you think I'm crazy? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you guys next time. Take it easy.